You know, if you watch my videos, I love appetizers. I love hosting, entertaining, and making all the different foods and all the little finger foods and snacks and appetizers. So I'm whipping up 4 in this video to share with you. Super easy. Let's get started. Before we do, if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then the notification bell so you'll be notified when I make these videos. All right, let's get started.
The first recipe I'm making is this cranberry jalapeno dip, and I brought it to work and it was such a hit. Everybody loved it. It's a viral recipe and it is perfect for the holidays, being cranberries in red with the white cream cheese. It is so good. So let's add 1 pound of fresh cranberries that I've washed and I've patted dry. I'm adding it to my food processor and I'm going to get it into nice little bits. To our cranberries, we're gonna add some fresh cilantro. I have about 1/3 cup of green onions that I've chopped. And then I have 2 jalapeños that have been cut open and de-seeded. And they are cored, so most of the heat is taken out of those. Adding all of these other onions there. All right, we're gonna mix it up one more time. We're gonna add our mixture to a bowl. To our cranberries, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of sugar. And I'm gonna add about 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, we're gonna stir that up. Now this is gonna sit in the fridge overnight. It's gonna produce some liquid and we will strain that in the morning. We will get rid of all that liquid. I heard the liquid is good for making cocktails with, so if I remember, I will save the liquid from here. But this is ready to go into the fridge and I'm gonna prepare our cream cheese so that is ready for tomorrow as well. I'm gonna take my 1 block of cream cheese that has been softened room temperature, nice and soft. Spread this all out. I'm going to cover this and put it in the fridge with our cranberry relish and it'll be ready to prepare for tomorrow. Save the wrap. I just took this out of the fridge and here's my cranberry jalapeno topping. It didn't produce much liquid. Well, there's a little bit in there. So I think I will go ahead and drain it just so there's no liquid. And then I will pour it on top. Just to be sure, no liquid, I am pressing my spatula in the strainer here over the cranberry relish. And I am noticing quite a bit of liquid is coming out. So this was good to do because it might just sit on that cream cheese and we don't want water on our cream cheese. We don't want liquid in this. So yeah, and I'm saving the liquid in case I want to make something with it. So I'm just going to keep pressing it out a little bit more and then we'll put it on top of the cream cheese. Now I'll add my strained cranberry mixture right on top of the cream cheese. If I were to do this again, I would use 2 blocks of cream cheese. It just would make it a little thicker and have more of that creamier texture. Otherwise, though, it's fine if you only had the 1 block, but next time I would do 2. I just smooth the edges with the back of my spoon, and then I'm gonna add a little piece of cilantro just in the middle to add a little green to complement that red. I'll cover it back with plastic, and now it's ready to go to the office to serve to all my coworkers. And I just served it with some Ritz crackers on the side, and once again, everybody loved this. Okay, our next recipe is a 2-ingredient appetizer. It's gonna be stuffed mushrooms, and I just washed these mushrooms and I'm taking out the stem and just putting them on my air fryer rack. The second ingredient with our mushrooms is market side. You could use any dip, but I have the jalapeno artichoke dip. It has cream cheese, Parmesan cheese, mayonnaise, jalapeno peppers, artichoke hearts, and sour cream. And it couldn't be easier. I just put a dollop of each of those into the mushroom cap, and now they're ready to go into the air fryer
for about 10 minutes. I'll start them on the bottom rack to get that mushroom cooked, and then I'll finish it off on the top rack to get the cheese kind of golden. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, I put them on my roast setting for 8 minutes. I'm gonna do another 8 minutes on roast and then maybe just 3 minutes at air fry, because I really want these bases of the mushrooms to really cook. And if I get them too close to the top, the only thing that's gonna cook is that cheese dip in the middle. So let's go ahead and let's go. In fact, I might even do custom. And let's go with let's go with 8 minutes. Let's go a little lower on the heat. Let's go with 325. There we go.
In the end, these cooked for 8 minutes at 350 and then another 8 minutes at 325, and I didn't have to air fry them. They got nice and golden from just that 16 minutes. They came out so good, and I added some arugula at the base just to help with that presentation.
Make it more festive. Now they really pop out on that plate, and the greenery just makes it look more fresh. That dip has a little bit of a kick to it. The jalapeno artichoke. The jalapeno, it definitely has a kick, but these are delicious. They're so creamy, and that balance with that heat, if you like a little kick, you like jalapenos, you're gonna love these because it has that artichoke and that cream cheese, and then the mushroom has that juiciness to it. So beautiful. These are perfect peppers, and they're gonna be so easy to make at your next party. There you go. The next appetizer we're making is going to be pear and blue cheese wrapped with prosciutto. I'm actually gonna do this 2 ways. I'm gonna wrap them, and I'm also gonna serve them as flatbreads. So we'll have 2 variations with the same ingredients. So let's get started on our first preparation, which is going to be wrapped in prosciutto.
I'm going to start by slicing 2 pears into very thin slices, and then I'm also going to cut my prosciutto slices into 4 pieces.
We're going to take our pear. We're going to add a little bit of the blue cheese, not too much, just a little. We'll add a little arugula sprig and roll that up tightly. There you go. We'll continue doing this, and then we'll present it, and it is that easy. And you want to wrap it in a way that your blue cheese and your arugula is kind of peeking out like that.
I continue until I have a plate full, and these are so good. That prosciutto with the blue cheese and the pear goes so well together that we're going to do it in another variation. Now I'm going to do it with my flatbreads. These are from Aldi. They are the mini naans. This version is garlic and herb, so I started with those. And a little suggestion, put them in the air fryer or toast them for just a few minutes so they get a little crispier on the crust. And then I'm going to add the prosciutto and those pears now that I've diced the pears, and I'm adding those, and the prosciutto I've torn apart into pieces, and I'm just putting it on the flatbreads.
Okay, now let's add our blue cheese crumbles. Yes, the blue cheese can get sticky. I'm trying not to have too big of pieces because it is pungent. That looks good. All right.
I'm going to bake these in a 400-degree oven for 5 to 7 minutes, but you can also put them in your air fryer in 2 batches for just a few minutes to get extra crispy.
Look at our flatbreads. Oh man, they look and smell delicious. Look at that. So nice. All right. I want to cut them, but I don't want to take my pizza cutter to this pan. I don't want to scratch it all up. So I'm going to move these to this piece of parchment paper. And yes, your toppings may fall off, but we'll just put them right back on. But I'm trying to make bite-sized pieces here.
I'm going to now drizzle some balsamic vinegar, which is going to add a nice tang.
Another thing that I'm doing that I recommend at the end is to crisp up some prosciutto in your air fryer or on the baking sheet when you're cooking these, and then sprinkle that crunchy prosciutto on top at the end. That's going to give it a nice little crispness as well. And oh my gosh, for some reason when you do that, it brings out more of the saltiness, and it is so good. So we have the ones that we baked on there, but this adds that extra crispness, and it's also going to present really well because it just brightens it up a little more. All right, there we go. Speaking of brightening it up, forgot to put our little arugula on here. That's gonna brighten it up, give it a good freshness.
And I'll finish cutting them in triangles, and now everything is ready to serve. Here are those stuffed mushrooms. They are so good. And here are those prosciutto wrapped blue cheese and pears with arugula. And then the other variation on the flatbread. Same ingredients, but with the crispy prosciutto on top and a drizzle of balsamic. Everything turned out so delicious. I think these are going to be a hit at your next party. I hope you enjoyed these recipes, and if so, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and click that notification bell to be notified when I make new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.